Well, I have not been this excited about a purchase in quite a while. Just a little background. The Twin Peaks Tarot, and we've got a couple of them circulating online. But this one by Benjamin Mackey, copyrighted finally in 2017, which makes it not that old. Went through some difficulties getting into print, but it finally did, I believe, back in late 2017, and it was only printed the one time. There's been quite a bit of interest expressed online to get that to happen again, and it doesn't look like much has happened with that idea, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I've looked for a few months, maybe a year or so, off and on, just every couple of months, hoping maybe I would find a deck somewhere, and I stumbled upon one on eBay recently, and I was the only one bidding, so that kept the price reasonable, reasonable as it'll get anyway. Got to take a look at this. I haven't opened the box yet, so you'll see it as I see it, and it'll probably take a few minutes. Let's enjoy this, and let's set the appropriate mood. All right, let's take a look at The Magician Longs to See. Nice box. A nice booklet here too. This one actually had come with a note by Mr. Ben, who seemed pretty grateful, and kind of a cool little sticker. Probably not going to do anything with that. Won't stick it on anything. But let's take a look at these. These look pretty cool. Andy is the fool, the lovable fool, Andy. You can see he's got a tear. Dale, Agent Cooper with the pie in the lodge. A log lady who, in real life, unfortunately, died. But she'll live on in Twin Peaks. Look at that. That mustache should mean something to fans. Major Briggs. And he's done a great job, incorporating the characters and retaining the loyalty to the Rider-Waite deck. He's just done a phenomenal job. I was really, really pleased to see this. Originally too, I thought that this had been done before the return, or the revival, the season 3, but we'll see the character here and the little creature there And those were present in the 8th episode of the 3rd season, which some have described as the most Lynchian thing that David Lynch has done. If you haven't seen it, you'll have to understand that sentiment, but it was pretty spot on. Most of these depictions look very much related to the first 2 seasons, however, but still spectacular. Lucy. Giant, who we learn to call something else later on. And a Merle, who I wish we would have gotten more into in the 3rd season. Now, Mr. Mackey also did a couple of special cards with himself as the writer. Probably learned some things about him here. And Mr. Lynch as the director. And we have some references, of course, to the Elephant Man, to Mulholland Drive up above him, that blue cube there. The Lost Highway, with his pose as the camera. He looks a little bit like our friend the Mystery Man. And then, of course, cradled in his arm, the baby from Eraserhead. Back to Twin Peaks with Pete Martell. Phenomenal. Just phenomenal. And yeah, I plan on going through every one of these, so I hope you'll enjoy them as much as I've been. You know, this makes me want to go back and rewatch the episodes, just to study this and see what I've forgotten. Jerry Horn. Blackey, who herself was into tarot, and you'll notice has one with her. Some great scenes referenced here. And some pretty terrible things also referenced, but you know, it all plays a role in the story, just like the variety of things we encounter in our own stories. And not only were the images done very nicely, but the quality of the cards. I mean, these will stand up, these will hold up. Not flimsy at all. Ah, yes. Dr. Rosenfield. Special Agent Albert Rosenfield. One of my favorites. They even have Diane. Before we saw her. Denise, formerly Dennis. Mike. Some of these it'll probably take me a few minutes to figure out. In this one, obviously Cole, but you'll see some details that'll mean things as we look through them. I have a feeling I'll have to use these for a while before I notice everything. Major Briggs's vision, him and his son. The Black Lodge. There we have another clear reference to season 3. Got a Light, and his horrific poem. Senor Drool Cup. Mr. Wyndham Earl making his way into the Black Lodge. I cannot wait to start using these. This will go proudly into my collection, and I will put them to wonderful use. Mackey, if you see this at some point, I know I speak for a lot of people when I say we'd love to see this go into print again. I hope you'll consider that at some point. I imagine licensing was just a pain, but I know a lot of folks would appreciate it.